particularly during protests and elections. Last year, Access Now and the Keep It On Coalition documented 182 incidents of shutdowns in 34 countries. To fight this growing threat to fundamental human rights, Access Now organizes the global Keep It On Coalition, which has advocated against internet shutdowns since 2016. The coalition currently comprises more than 291 organizations from 105 countries. Meaningful civil society participation from the global majority and marginalized groups is critical to ensure the success of this cohort. Access Now is honored and humbled by the opportunity to convene civil society around the world to this end. You will soon hear from Keep It On partner, Teklehaymanot about the devastating impacts of the ongoing internet shutdown in his home, the Tigray region of Ethiopia. Not only do internet shutdowns undercut freedom of expression and democracy, they also decimate national economies and local businesses and help provide cover for atrocities. Civil society alone cannot ensure universal connectivity. International cooperation is crucial to combat internet shutdowns that facilitate human rights violations. Governments, the private sector, and civil society must come together to safeguard internet access for everyone. Lives are at stake. And now, it is my pleasure to present the video testimonial from Keep It On partner, Teklehaymanot of Ethiopia's Tigray region.
Imagine not talking to your own family and to your loved ones for 2 years. Imagine this is in a situation where your family and friends and loved ones are in a war zone where there is indiscriminate attacks against civilians, where there is hunger and all kind of gruesome atrocities taking place. And I'm talking about the Tigray region and about my own family. I have not talked to my parents for almost 500 days, and many Tigrayans in the diaspora haven't been able to connect with their parents for almost 2 years now, since the beginning of the war in 2020, November 2020. And since the beginning of the war, we have seen gruesome massacres, terrible atrocities against civilians, and we have heard about hundreds of thousands of people being killed, and not to know the whereabouts of your family and friends and family members in this situation is tragic, and it's very difficult situation to go through. And this is because the Tigray region has been under complete communication blackout since the start of the war. And it has been very difficult to know who is killed and who is alive and who has died of starvation and famine since the start of the war, because it's impossible to reach people in the region, except in few places where there are internet points from international humanitarian agencies. And because of this, I call on humanitarian human rights activists, human rights organizations to push for governments and non-government agencies to push for the Ethiopian government to open the communication, to lift the blockade of communication in the region. Yeah.
As you can see, internet shutdowns cause irreparable damage on people's lives. As he mentioned, he hasn't spoken to his family for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of days. It is up to us to right this wrong. Thank you.
So, by these words, now the technology for